getting it. So let me be a little clearer. Because no one in this room thinks that guy did the rape because he was white, okay? And no one thinks that the couple of Latinos that you chose to demonize, not those particular guys, what they did was horrific, did it because they were Latinos or they were Mexican nationals. Only you think that, because what you want to do, unlike the rest of us, is say, it's the Latinos. It's the brown people. Watch out for them. They're rapists. They're criminals. That's literally what you said, right? And that's your response.
No, what I'm saying is, which you just studiously are ignoring, is it is the immigrants, i.e. people who do not have a right to be here. Again, we can't do anything about our native-born criminals. We can't do anything about our native-born poor. I'd love to deport them. And no, it isn't the brown people, because the things I'm talking about, honor killings, clitorectomies, child rape, no, you don't see this among American blacks, you don't see it among American whites. We have our own country, native family. We know what our crimes are like. We are bringing in extremely peasant cultures with things we have never seen before, and it's being hidden from us. And it isn't just the occasional Jeffrey Dahmer. Look at the LA Most Wanted list. It is one Mexican or Hispanic name after another, and heavily child rape. I mean, there's no question that we're bringing in cultures where child rape is much more common, and this is being hidden from us.
All right, so in one side of your mouth,
shouldn't be any.
and so again, in an effort at clarity, at one side of your mouth, you say, no, it's just the immigration problem, and so I'm talking about people who are here illegally. And then you turn around and say it's one...
Not illegally.
You say it's one Hispanic name after another. It's a culture, you just said a peasant culture, by the way, if you didn't hear it.
Yes.
So you talk about, and then I mentioned brown, you said, no, it's not about brown. So let me quote you again. The people coming in aren't the ones exalting the browning of America. It's smug liberals who want America to be humbled and destroyed. So does that mean you're against the browning of America?
Oh, for Pete's sake, you worked at MSNBC every night. They're celebrating the browning of America. That's not my phrase. It's liberals constantly,
I've never heard a liberal say that.
Oh,
never, not once. I've never heard a liberal like, yeah, let's brown America.
Yeah, Google it right now, the browning of America. Liberals have been gloating about this. I'm quoting them. And it's not illegal immigration, it is immigration. The point of saying it is immigration is, again, to say these are people who have no right to be here. There are way too many immigrants who are criminals. There shouldn't be any. Way too many, shouldn't be any. See, it rhymes. It's easy to remember here. And I really am not getting this anger at describing clitorectomies as peasant culture. No, you're right, that's part of the advanced culture.
That is not what's happening.
That's what
Every
we're
single person in this room.
A developed nation with clitorectomies, honor killings, and child rape.
No, you see, it's now let me explain.
So Anne and Cenk get into it, just as we thought. And Anne uses that type of language, the words that she chooses, that gets a rise out of the audience and her readers, and obviously triggers the left. But then Cenk comes back and basically says, so Anne, what do you want to do? You want to get rid of brown people? I mean, that's a talking point. Anytime you start talking about race or ethnicity, immediately, okay, the R word comes out, the R card is played, the B card, the bigot, by God, And so you have Cenk the Jenk, right, asking Anne, and all Anne is saying is that, look, if we allow these other cultures to come in, what do you want to call them, backward or primitive or whatever wording that Anne's using, they certainly have different value systems than we do here in the West. You don't hear too many honor killings going on here in the United States of America. You don't hear too many Americans, whether they're white, black, or Latino, saying that, we have to do female genital mutilation or clitorectomies, okay, on our girls as they're born. All right? This is stuff that's being imported from other cultures, from other religions that are coming over. And now we've got to deal with that. And Anne's talking about, perhaps child rape within the Latino Hispanic culture. I mean, look, there's child rape here in America too. All right? The question is, the people, if you've got a United States citizen or a native born American or so, here in the United States of America, and they commit a crime, yes, it's heinous. We don't want any crime at all, but that's pie in the sky. But if a crime is committed by a native born or a citizen of the United States, we punish that here. We have punishments for that. But to import other people at a pace and a rate where they don't assimilate, and now they commit a crime or they came here illegally, that's a death that could have been prevented. So, if, talking about the browning of America, and yes, liberals use that terminology all the time. What do you think the great replacement theory is? Huh? The great replacement theory. Replace white America with brown and black people and indigenous people from all over the other world, from other parts of the world. It's part of the Democratic platform. It's there. They say it's a conspiracy theory, but no, it's not. Google it, check it out yourself. Anyways, let's get back to more of Cenk and Ana.
You see, now let me explain to the audience the incredibly simplistic rhetorical trick she's using, okay? So she says, Latinos have a peasant culture, they're all coming in here and doing child rape, and then when you can say, why are you against clitorectomies? Or why are you for clitorectomies? No, that is one of the things that you mentioned. That's not what they're going at. Okay? Hold on. And then the same rhetorical trick, hey, and maybe we shouldn't drop a nuke that'll kill 1 million innocent people in Iraq. Why are you for Saddam Hussein?
I don't think that is an accurate summary. Maybe you guys don't read, but with these unaccompanied children, we had, hundreds of these centers being reported they've never seen a flush toilet before. It is simply a fact we are bringing in peasant cultures. It is simply a fact
let's focus on that.
What kind of culture does have a clitorectomy? What kind? Yes, primitive cultures. The reason, I'm not saying it is brown people who are peasant cultures. The Democrats want the votes, and the rich want the cheap labor and the cheap maids, and you people are cheering on the plutocrats with their cheap maids driving down the wages of Americans. I just don't see why we can't care about Americans first. We have our own poor people, and they're the ones who are living next door to the peasant cultures, engaging in things like child rape. It's not George Soros or Warren Buffett's children who are going to have to worry about being raped by a peasant culture.
So true.
It's all being dumped on the middle class, the lower class in America, and that includes immigrants who went to a lot of trouble to escape the peasant cultures they were living in because they wanted to live in America. And if we don't cut off bringing in millions and millions of these very backwards cultures, we're not going to have America anymore. Not the America that people struggled to come to. For some reason they came here, they didn't go to Honduras, they didn't go to Bangladesh, they didn't go to Indonesia, they wanted to live in America. I wanted to live in America. Can't we please save America?
Okay, so you saw Cenk there do a little mansplaining to Anne, and she came right back at him. And all Anne basically is saying, and I think we're all saying the same thing here, or I hope we're all saying the same thing, or at least that's what I'm going to be saying, and I know a lot of you think the same way out there, is that people that were escaping their country of origin, their country of birth, and wanting to come to a Western democracy, wanting to go to Great Britain, wanting to go to Canada, wanting to go to America, Australia, Italy, European countries, Spain, France, Germany, they're escaping something, persecution, jobs, food shortage, whatever the reason it is. And they're coming to the Western democracies, to Western Europe, to the Americas, for something better, not only for themselves but for their children. And they're leaving behind certain aspects of their culture. Otherwise, they wouldn't be leaving. And I think it's safe to say, at least I hope it's safe to say, that there are certain things of certain cultures that in the United States of America we'd say, forget it. We're not going to accept that. If your culture basically says that it's okay for female genital mutilation It's okay for clitorectomies. We're going to stand up and say, no, wrong. We're not having that crap. We're not doing it. I don't give a crap. That's not freedom of expression. That's not your First Amendment right. If somebody comes and says, oh, our culture has honor killings. Sorry, we don't do honor killings here in the United States of America. That's not freedom of expression. That's not your First Amendment right. Sorry, buddy. Oh, you want to wear certain clothes? Okay, fine. Go ahead. Wear whatever you want to wear or don't want to wear. Oh, you want to eat a certain type of food? No problem. Eat a certain type of food. Don't eat a certain type of food. You want to teach your children something? You want to teach them in your homes? You want to homeschool? Fine, go ahead and homeschool. But don't take some of your values and your cultures that you think are values and start dumping them on the United States and thinking that we're going to accept those when we know damn well that those do not fit in any aspect, at least in Western society, or should be a part of no society like that. And I think everybody knows what those are. You take them on a case-by-case basis. Anyways, let's continue with the debate.
This is wonderful, wonderful. I had hoped to achieve some level of clarity, and I believe we are on that road. So, every time Ann Coulter attends a CPAC conference, every time she's invited on by a Republican politician, and then you wonder why Latinos and Mexicans might not vote for Republicans or conservatives, as she repeats over and over again, about a dozen.
So I think we'll just end right here by saying that, once again, I sent each of them held their own. Cenk obviously is trying to go in and to paint Ann in a certain way, sometimes mischaracterizing her statements or whatever, but that's a debate tactic. That's perfectly fine. But Ann's holding her ground, and she is getting some relatively, in some cases, some small applause. In some of her statements, she got some pretty good applause, even when Cenk basically said, oh, there was only like 3 or 4 people out there, clapping for her. So she's got her detractors out in the audience, no doubt about that. But she also, I'm sure, has her audience members, that are for her. Anyways, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been your host, Dr. Nasir. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, like, share, and follow us. You know what to do. Check out our video links above and below for more videos. We've got a lot of these that we've taken apart and reacted to. I'll leave you with my final thought, which is, when you're right, you're right, and when you're left, you're wrong. Until next time, folks, take care and stay safe.